Hey you guys, so I was going to do a studio mixed with a event vlog, but I kept saying and all of that because I'm not good at making product and speaking. I have to just make product and that be the video and me speak afterwards or something like that because I'm really focused when I'm making my product. So let me give you guys an update on how the event went. Throughout this vlog, I will be posting some photos and or videos that I filmed for Facebook Live to kind of show you how my setup was and all that cool stuff. But this is an event that I did last year for the first time, and it is the only evening night event I think I've ever done. It was a 6 to 9 event, so it was better than last year. I made not almost double what I made last year, but just pretty cool. I was hesitant about doing it. This is the event I was kind of hesitant about doing because they did not restrict how many of the same vendors could vend. So it wasn't like some events where they only will allow a certain amount of soap makers, a certain amount of jewelry makers, anything like that. It wasn't the type of event where they curated you can only be handmade or handcrafted. They allowed any and everybody. So I didn't like that. I didn't like that there was unlimited amount of soap makers that could participate. I just didn't like that. So and I'm not used to that. And I am in my second year of business, and I have, in my opinion, not perfected my business, but I have a unique business that can't nobody touch. And that's not me bragging, that's just what I know. And that's what my customers say when they walk by me, like they have never seen a soap maker like me. And it's because I'm not technically a soap maker, I'm a self-care maker. So, and nobody has a story that I have because it's my story. It's my business. It's personal to me. It's not something that I just created because it's a trend. This business is personal to me. It's named after me. It's based off of my love for self-care, my love for mental health. It's based off of my W-2 job, my degree. Like, it's mine. It's personal to me. And so that alone makes me stand out. But then I also have additional stuff like my products I have to make super unique. But then in doing that, you don't want to make it too unique to where people are like, I don't like this, but you got to stand out. But you also have to be basic enough to where people are like, what kind of soap is this? You don't want to be so strange to where they're like, I don't know if I like that type of soap or whatever. So it's this huge balance that I'm constantly battling with. And so it's really helpful if the coordinator of an event is at least a little helpful in curating how many soap makers or self-care makers or whatever makers are at an event. But this one didn't. And me and her had a long conversation because I went back and forth with her because she reached out to me. I wasn't planning on doing this event again, but she reached out to me this year and was like, hey, can you do it again? And I was like, I don't know. And I said yes. And then I started seeing her advertising other soap makers. And I was like, whoa, I need to back out because, and she was like, oh no, why? And I was like, do you have a limit on how many soap makers? And she was like, oh no, anybody. And I was like, oh no, like, no, that's not the answer I wanted. Like, heck no. Like, and me and her had this long dialogue with paragraphs on Facebook Messenger having conversations about like, that just makes my job a million times harder because it's like, it's overwhelming for customers to have a line of soap makers. And if you are not good at making sure that you divide us up, like we're gonna all be huddled together, and that's too much. Like, I don't want to be anywhere in the vicinity of another soap maker. Like, I don't want to see another soap maker from my booth. Like, and so me and her had this long conversation, and she was just like, I don't think any of the soap makers that I have on my roster are like you. I don't think they have the brand that you have. I don't think they have the products that you have. And she definitely buttered me up. And I was like, I'll give it a try. Because in my mind, I'm like, if it doesn't go well, I'm not going to do it again next year. And of course, this year, I'm super hard on myself. If I don't make a certain amount at every event, I'm like, it's not worth it. And at this event, even though it's 3 hours, I had this exponential number that I wanted to meet. And it was just crazy. And I did not meet it, but that's okay because I still made a good amount of money. I was still able to pay myself from my business. I was still able to pay my business bills, pay my rent, and things like that. So I'm really grateful that I did the event. If she invites me again next year, I will do it again. And honestly, it set it up to where I may have future customers from this event. Not only that, but one thing that really made me do it is because it's in a town that I'm going to do another event at in November. And the event in November is huge for that town. It is the biggest event in that town. And I got accepted to do that event. And that event is curated. So they only allowed 5 soap makers, but they allowed the soap makers from this year, 2020, well, last year, 2023, decide if they wanted to do it for 2024. If all 5 of them said they wanted to do it for 2024, then I wouldn't have been able to get in. One soap maker said they didn't want to do it this year. So I was able to slide in that soap maker spot. So now I have a way to build that customer base in that town because I did this one in March. I'll do another one in November. As well as I did something unique, and I think my daughter took them away, but I did Easter eggs. And I definitely stole this from another soap maker, another small business owner. I saw her post about it and I was like, that would be so cool. Let me do something similar to it. But she decided to do Easter eggs, and anybody who purchased from her business on a particular day, you got a random Easter egg in their order. So the Easter egg could vary from a gift card to, and the Easter eggs were like regular Easter eggs, but I guess they had like a gift card code or something like that. Or they had like a pair of earrings because she has like that type of like apparel, jewelry-ish business. So she could fit earrings in the Easter eggs. So because I could not fit any of my products in any Easter egg, I decided to do codes. So I decided to do 1 10% off code, 2 20% off codes, 3 30% off codes, and 4 40% off codes. And then I think I did 1 slip of paper, and these were all written on a slip of paper. And it said another slip of paper had a free lip balm, another one had a free bar soap. And everybody who purchased got one. Now, unfortunately, I was so busy in the hustle and bustle, I forgot to put an egg in everybody's order, but I did majority of them. And one thing I was super happy about is because I stopped doing business cards and I moved towards doing these. So I moved towards putting my logo on every bag and my website, because people were not, it wasn't equaling out to orders, and people would always want to, hey, can I have a business card? Can I have a business card? But nobody was ever purchasing anything after the fact. So I was like, let me just add a sticker to the bag. They're going to have the bag. They're going to walk around with the bag, so everybody's going to see it as well, versus a business card is just going to go in their wallet or thrown into their purse or pocket. Nobody else is going to see it. So at least I can get free advertisement if they walk around with this. Everybody else can be like, oh, where'd you go? Like, what did you get? And they'd be like, oh, I got something from and they can look and see, because they'd be like, oh, I don't know. Oh, it was right there. So you don't have to be like, you know where you got something from. And and this is there is the website right there. And so that spreads the word also to everybody else, where you got something from and website and all that stuff. So I really like this idea a lot better. I don't really have any complaints about this event. It went very smoothly, went very well. I packed up. It was inside. It was rainy. One thing I found about my business is that when it rains, as far as customers and sales, when it rains, it pours. So when I have a lot of customers, it's a lot, and it's very difficult for my customers. They see body butter, they see sugar scrubs, and they start pairing stuff, which I think is what helps my sales a lot, is because they start pairing. Also, we're entering birthday season and holiday season, or at least Easter and things like that. A lot of my customers came by and they said, oh yeah, I have a friend that has a birthday coming up, or hey, I have this with a birthday coming up, or whoever. So they were buying birthday gifts right now. They weren't even thinking about Easter. So, but I did have a lot of gift boxes, and people were like, ooh. One thing I did find about my gift boxes is that people were picking stuff out of the gift boxes instead of buying the entire gift box. And I didn't mind that, because easily, like, I'd rather have a sale than no sale. And I can easily replace whatever they took out of that gift box and put something else in there. But I just thought that was super funny, that they did that. A lot of, like, the donut soaps, people would take I had a 6-pack of donut soaps in a box. They would take one out of the box here and there, and I would go look around the table, and like, it would literally be 4 in a box, and it's supposed to be 6. And I'm like, so I would have to go back and try to put more donut soaps inside of the box, things like that. So people would prefer to buy more individuals than sets. But then I had a lot of interesting customers, which I loved, that liked to buy sets. They took a risk and bought the 6 set of bars of soap. For the spring, the spring sampler box. They really wanted to mix and match. I had a lot of customers that did the 4-piece, where they mix and match donut soaps and bars of soap. Donut soaps did amazing, which is crazy. It's so crazy how donut soaps do well with adults. Like, with adults, you guys. Like, I am baffled of how many adults are like, birthday cake? And I'm like, I'm laughing my tail off. Like, I had so many adults buy Fruit Loop donut soaps, birthday cake donut soaps. I had an adult buy a watermelon donut soap. I was blown away at the donut soaps and these adults. But I was super excited that they definitely took a chance at my brand. I had some customers come by and they were like, hey, I know you from somewhere. And I'm like, I did a lot of events last year. I have been in a few stores. I am in some stores now. I have a lot of events planned for this year. So they definitely have seen me around at events, which is great that they remember me and they know me. I stand out. I'm just not another soap maker. But to my co-business owners, I am, hey, aren't you that soap maker? And which is fine, because me and the small business owners, like, after the event, I went around and walked around and shopped a little bit. And it was so funny because we don't remember names, but we remember each other's businesses. So it's like, oh, you're the dog, like you're the bandana, the dog bandana woman, or you're the baker, or you're the dog treat lady, or you're the soap maker. You know, we know each other by our brands, not by our names. And we just had this like big laugh about it, because it was like, that's just the way it is. I mean, we do so many events together. It's like we know each other by our products, which is pretty still cool, because there's nothing but love and support. And I'm really excited to still see my small business friends, or associates, still in business, still doing it, because I know I've mentioned in another video that, like, Small businesses are closing, and it's sad. And I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. I had a small business owner that I look up to here on YouTube, uh, who has a bigger brand than me, had said that when she gets on TikTok and she sees long posts, like I said before, she starts thinking and starts reading, and it confirms what she thought, which is that another business is closing. And a lot of us small business owners have our products in small businesses, so it hurts our business when small businesses close too. You know, it's not just like a competitor thing or anything like that. It's like we want small businesses to succeed as well, because that helps our small businesses succeed. So, and we were talking about that last night amongst me and a woman who makes unique journals out of random items, and then the woman beside her who does a pecan business, but then she also does some like salts, like bath salts and stuff like that. Me and her had a conversation about wholesale and retail, and the benefits and pros and stuff like that of that. And it just kind of goes back to like small businesses, brick and mortar stores doing well allows us non-brick and mortar small business owners to do well as well. And speaking of that, I went to my brick and mortar retail store that I am a vendor in today and check on my products there. It's a wonderful day. They're on the main strip of Farmville, Virginia. Everybody's out to college town. Everybody's out walking. I was walking. And, you know, that population, I don't do any events in Farmville, so my products get to be marketed by clientele that I would otherwise never be able to market to. So I'm just very grateful for brick and mortar small business owners. But anyway, if you want to see this video that I'm getting ready to film next, it's going to be a studio vlog. I'm getting ready to make some products and get ready for the spring market at Richmond Raceway. I went by the brick and mortar store today to grab some products out of their store so I could have them for my inventory when I go to this brick and mortar, when I go to this event in April. Things are falling in my studio, you guys. Anyway, stay tuned for that video, and thank you guys for watching. If you have any specific questions about how this event went, let me know. I will say that the vendor fee was super cheap, and it was worth it for me to do it. It was 3 hours of my time. I enjoyed it. I got to meet and mingle as always. It was great getting back out there. It was the first event of this season, and I'm confident. I'm ready. I'm not discouraged at all, and I'm ready for this next event, which is the biggest event I have ever done, ever. So let's get ready for it. I'll see you guys at the next video. And if you have already done your first vendor event for this year, please let me know in the comments below how your first vendor event has gone for 2024. I would love to know about it. I would love to know how you felt getting back into vendor events in 2024. And I'll see you guys. Bye.